Who did you even expect to, or did you want as a legendary hero?
Like
I
I
didn't-
said,
Or Deirdre.
But I was expecting Sita.
didn't expect Fae, but it was either Sheeta or Deirdre. Those were my predictions.
Yep.
As
Sheeta.
for everybody else.
Oh yeah, I do think Sheeta should be one eventually.
If Deirdre
Inevitably.
isn't in February, I'll be surprised.
Why February specifically?
Because patterns with Julia being released in September or August 2019, Selith 2020 of June, Sigurd April 2021, so February 22 with Deirdre.
Now listen here with your patterns. You know how often those get broken.
I would have never guessed it to be Fae. Honestly, well, I think Legion knows because he's been around forever. I've never been a fan of Fae.
Nope.
In my opinion, because she was free, it worked out, right? Because back in the day, in the first year, it was like, hey, you make Noe or you make Fae. There was really not another trainee dragon available. It was Tiki, but she was 5-star for some reason.
Yeah, 4 or 5 star. Yeah, and,
Right.
and as far as res goes, it was basically Fae anyways, and green color was pretty nice at the time. It was neutral to Hector.
This is very different, but I'm going to be interested in seeing if she can set herself apart from the other really top tier dragons we have right now.
Well, as far as stat-wise, she's looking like she's actually going to be pretty insanely tanky, eventually.
I know, but I'll be honest. Right now, if you want to tank her, I think, in my opinion, at this point, it's a savior hero.
Yeah,
Like,
I think at this point, half saviors are not bad either, though. Like, far save supporting a melee unit or near save supporting a ranged unit. That's also a potential meta to look at for tanks.
okay, well, the thing is, like, I'm not really sure who this is for in particular, because I see the point here, and it's pretty interesting with Life Unending. It's like a jacked up miracle, and it's instant as well. So even in the worst case scenario, she'll survive.
Yeah.
And I really can't think of an AoE character that would like really stop her right now. That's like frequently used.
Well, seeing as how, and these are rough predictions, she has anywhere from like 44 to 48 res net base.
I expect her to go over 50 easy.
I still haven't figured that one out yet, but she will not take much damage from AoEs anyways.
Yep.
Not even the Lena's.
Yep.
Especially. But,
Yeah, because that's red, yeah. I don't expect her to take any damage.
And I guess the other benefit is that blue does naturally fare well against the meta currently. I think we might be approaching green, but at the moment, with Leaf and Lilina dominating, at least Faye has that advantage.
Yeah, you know, that's the funny thing, because the two scariest red units that she's going to fight are going to be Sigurd, Legendary Sigurd, and Dual Leaf. But
Yeah.
both of them should stop Life Unending, right? Like, that's a presumption I'm making right now.
Life Unending requires a pulse smoke. Otherwise, they are not going to bring her down to miracle range. Not happening.
Wow, these are loud typing. Okay, anyways. No, doesn't it trigger during the battle, and then afterwards she doesn't get it? Like, once the status effect's on her.
If Fatal Smoke happens and she has her miracle during that combat, like if she procs miracle in combat against a Fatal Smoke user, she's screwed.
Yeah.
That's
So-
it.
So the reason why I bring that up is, like, if her damage output isn't there, you can just switch Life Unending off, because if we make the assumption that you're fighting a lot of Fatal Smoke users, it doesn't matter anyways. It's not going to do anything. Though
Yeah.
it does count as instant miracle anyway, so if in the worst case scenario, she still survives. It's just she doesn't get her HP back. She's still at 1 HP.
Right. And I mean, if you're really that... if you're in that kind of situation, hopefully it's at the very end anyways. But miracle is miracle. And seeing as how she has about 42 base attack, I think you could probably make the argument she has enough attack, for the most part, at least.
Right. Okay. Aside from that, I really like how she's going to be pristine fodder, if nothing else. Distant Stance, Dragon's Ire, or Defense Resonance, Distant Stance. It's either one is just going to be really, really top notch.
Or Ire Menace. You can take any combination of these skills.
Wait, really? Defense Resonance is on who again?
Alfric.
Alfric.
Oh, yeah, that's what he was good for.
Yeah.
Right.
So now Zeke won't have to always get killed.
That's
Yep.
good.
I'll just say right now, if I had a Fae for Fodder, I would give her to my Nemesis. No questions asked.
Hmm.
Because Distant Stance is objectively better than DC, and it's probably the best distant counter variant we'll get.
You know, but to be honest, I can't wait for the stance variant that's just like attack +5 because that'll be so.
Oh
That'll be pretty busted.
For a completely different reason than Distant Stance, absolutely. Like
Although,
those two,
I wouldn't-
attack and res are the best.
I don't
ones.
know. I wouldn't
If it
want
has
to take
that
that
recoil.
recoil. Yeah, the
Yeah, it
recoil's
might
gonna be
be.
annoying.
Tough.
Oh, yeah,
depending
I mean,
on what happens. But...
It depends on if they decide that there's only, like, if pressure is applied to attack and speed, you get those push conditions, and then defense res for stances. Which it might
Okay, yeah, we'll see. It might not be 4 skills, it might just be 2. So I get it.
be. Yeah.
I am looking forward to it because if it's for crying or something in the future, I'll be pretty happy about that.
And even if it's not, well, that would be the close counter variant, but even if it's just the push condition, that's still fine.
Okay. All right, but with that said, she has a really well built kit. All stats -5, guard, wary built in, as well as just attack +3 is just nice throw in. Life unending, better miracle, distance stance, res +5, dragon's ire allows her to ignore impact skills, and then defense res mess, buffing her up, debuffing her opponents, and if they're ranged, she gets to target them even better. So the entire kit is so solid.
Yeah.
There
you
is
wouldn't-
no changes to be made.
Not really. Unless you want a new special, which is not a bad thing. The kit's fine. And the fact
Right.
that she gets distant counter guard is already great regardless. It's one of the best combinations. So, at the minimum, her base kit makes her a fantastic range tank by default.
You could just give her an assist and maybe... You could even run something like Shield Session or Seal if you wanted to maximize her defenses.
Yeah, totally an option. Distant defense, shield session, bond, whatever.
I think attack res form seal whenever it comes out would be good.
Yes, that's
Definitely.
absurd.
Attack defense form might be also good though, because her defense is not looking as strong as her res at the moment.
That's also true. Okay, but the reason why I wanted to talk about all that first was because, again, I still think last year's Halloween Grimma was such a monster. It is still such a monster. It's just almost nobody uses her anymore.
Yeah.
And likewise, this year's Halloween Grimma is a monster, and I haven't
will
seen
see
him yet.
He
I
would get
pre-
used.
I presume I will, yeah. But I'm pointing that out because it's not like this classing of hero wasn't there already. So while Grimma did not have miracles, she was always healing every time a special triggered, and it was almost impossible to stop her from triggering her specials as well.
Yep.
And so, and she didn't count as a flyer, and this Fae, so they both have the same weakness of being dragons. So it'll be interesting to see if this is actually something that takes off. I don't know.
Potentially.
Potentially.
It has potential, and I will say this in Arena. Yeah, she does not have a player phase follow-up, which is not great for defense units, but you basically have to kill her twice. So that's going to be annoying.
Right.
At minimum.
But people who already have far save tanks might just stick to them because far save tanks cover a lot more, and I'm finding right now more and more battles you get cover, you can't, like, you need coverage. You need defensive coverage or you die. So this Fae, I haven't shown you guys this yet, but I fought two Resplendent Brave Ikes today. They both lost. Because I killed everything else. I think one Ike survived till the end and he was gonna die the next turn, but whatever. But the problem was, like, it doesn't matter because you can't set up, especially on dark seasons. You need far save tanks, or some teams with so much, like, offensive pressure, there's no way you're gonna like have everybody target your Ike, or in this case your Fae. So as cool as it is, she might win her fight, but you might have lost like 2 other units on the way, and then you just lose anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. And I mean, if we're being in the Ether Rays perspective, she is still a legendary hero, so it's not like you can use her all the time.
Right. I think, more importantly, I think she's gonna score really highly. You
Her
think she'll get
BSP
trainee?
I'm almost expecting it at this point. Because
Yeah, it should
that
be.
would
195.
190.
Oh, I guess, yeah, not 185, because she's not armor, but...
Yeah, but I don't think her arena will score better, and she does not have a perf B, so it's not like she's going to be amazing in that regard. But she'll still score competently, and because of the extra BST, she might have almost usable speed, which could be annoying, kind of like Chrom.
Well, I expect her to have enough speed to like naturally double back on like Liffen, like Sigurd and stuff like that.
Well,
Yeah.
her first fight's against a Sword Cavalier with 26 speed, and she doubles, so she has to have at least 26 herself.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
you're right about that. All right.
I don't think she'll be a big
Mhm.
threat in Arena to fight against because, of course, and turning against her is just going to be a generally easy death against her, so she won't be a big threat unlike somebody like Legendary Claude, for example, I would say.
it'll take 2 combats though, unless
Yeah.
you one round her and then have the follow up right after that.
Yeah,
So
unless you
you
have,
can-
or if you have like some like pulse tie
I
thing
think
or whatever, yeah,
I think you basically got it. I think she's mostly going to be annoying in Arena, and that's about it.
pretty much.
And as a Wings of Mercy beacon, I think is where she's going to shine the most in that regard, because then a duo peony can dance in, Wings of Mercy dance in or whatever, and
Yeah, or
cause
just straight
a
up
lot of
kill.
problems. Yeah, or kill because it's peony. So that's, I think, the bigger threat that, are, at least for the most part, will be common going forward. Is Fae will be a great Wings of Mercy beacon.
I will say, however, her biggest issue in like Arena is that if you just bait her, she's screwed. Just
Oh,
like
yeah.
about every other unit who's a super tank.
She will not be a big threat. You can't double her easily because she will have some speed with a wary condition, but that's about it. She can't double you, realistically. And her special is passive, so at most you get hit with one nasty shot and then that's it. She'll not do anything else. Which is
Legendary
fine.
Claude still handles her very well, right? Because there's no follow-up weapon.
Yeah, Claude would do well. Claude would have to probably fight her twice, unless you
Right.
call, which
Yeah, but he has no worry of dying, at least.
exactly. And I will say, once again, Pulse Tie meta, it seems like it's getting a little better with every update, and this is no different. Pulse Tie absolutely ruins Fae. No question.
All right, but you probably wouldn't carry it because the amount of characters that maybe you would. It's starting to increase, but I personally still wouldn't carry it.
It's more of an Ether Raids offense thing than anything.
Yeah, but I think we might start seeing it show up a little more. And if anything, they're trying to find ways to encourage it. So,
All right.
things
So-
thought.
This is the kind of Legend hero I like because it's not more headaches for me personally.
Yep.
Like, congratulations, people are gonna plus 10 her. She's gonna score 185 minimum, maybe even 190 if by some active
Well, she'll score 190 most likely because of
training.
well,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. She might. Okay, we'll see. But the point is, like, hey, cool, but it's not gonna like ruin my life in the way like another Sigurd would, for example.
She's not even Chrom. Like, she has the combat potential of Chrom, but no to change fates, which is immediately like so much different. And she's
Right.
melee. So
And
yeah.
it's not like a game changer in the respect of like, hey, if I got Lilna, Legend Lilna, for example, and it's fire season. For some people, they literally have no way of dealing with her. She's just like automatically destroy some teams.
Yep.
So yeah, it's not like that. It's not a hero that I'm gonna expect to face a lot either. So overall, I'm happy with this hero for all the wrong reasons.
No, I absolutely
Basically.
agree. I absolutely agree. Sometimes it's nice to have a unit that is good. Don't get me wrong, this isn't legendary sell-off levels of niche. This is a legitimately usable unit. But I don't have to feel like the meta is being choked to death just because
Yes.
Fae is being added to it. As opposed to Quad, Sigurd, Azura, or anybody else like that, Lina. There have been much more volatile heroes. And there have also been worse ones, so I'll take a nice middle. And at the bare minimum, amazing fodder. So
Right.
even if I didn't care for it, great fodder.
Okay, really quickly, I want to run it through you guys. Chat, if you had to rate her out of 10, and then tell me if you're interested in her or not, let me know. The two things have to be separate because you can rate a hero 10 out of 10 and not be interested in them, right? Like,
Yeah.
for example.
I'd say a solid 7 to 8 out of 10. I'd probably even just say 8 because I'd like not having the meta get destroyed. So, whatever that means. But
I'd say like 7.5. I'd give it
Yeah,
that.
I think that's where I would be personally out as
Me
well.
too.
7.5, not
Yeah.
interested.
yeah, I'd love to get her for fodder purposes, but given my rules,
All right,
pulling
so
2 copies is
are
not-
any of you guys pulling for her then?
Just my free summon.
free summon?
I don't think I will. I mean, I need someone for light season like Ullr or Dogger, but I'll probably just free summon.
I might put a couple in, Because if I can get a Fae now on like a YOLO almost, then maybe that could be cool down the road. If I get
Oh shit! I forgot to mention Ruby Sakurai. Thank you for pointing that out. She comes right out when Legendary Tiki is getting her remakes. I'm sorry. Yes, I would much rather just use Legendary Tiki. I'm sorry.
She comes out when Legendary Marth gets his remix, which means, well, a little bit before that, but that also means she
gets a new counter.
Guys, they're both
with and destroyed.
They're both Earth legendaries, and Tiki will count as 185 essentially. So she should have a slight advantage. Tiki's 180 natural, and because of Perf, it counts as 185. But she has
because
she's just 180.
She's just 180 straight up.
Yeah, she has a C slot, not a B slot.
Yeah.
Marth will count as 180 because of his B slot, but Tiki is only BST 180. Yeah. It is what it is, but still, 2 bins down for a unit that most people have lying around isn't a big deal.
Okay, sure. You're right. Actually, yeah, you're right. It's a C slot. You're right. Because it's now the safer skill. Anyways, the point was, I would still rather use... It's 2 bins down, but whatever. I think if you have her at +10, it wouldn't be a big enough change.
Nah.
Because if you ask me, like, hey, would you rather run Tiki or would you run Fae? Having a far save tank... And again, they both count as dragons anyways. I guess Tiki is also armored, which is extra weakness. But again, having that extra coverage of Savior is just much more useful.
Yeah, and we don't even know when her refine's going to be yet. So she has
she could potentially be even better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, without knowing the refine right now, I'd still probably rather use Fae in Arena just because the movement is really helpful rather than being stuck with Tiki's armor movement, as well as the fact that Fae's probably going to be more sustainable anyway.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. We'll see.
But then the counter argument is you probably have a bunch of Tikis already. Like, I never intentionally went for it, and I'm already at like +2, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm at +1 Tiki and Marth without...
I don't have any.
Summoning for them.
Okay, well, Evan, you're in a different case. Do you have Dagger yet, Evan?
I wasn't playing the game when they got released. Like, at that point, like, I had quit at that point, so...
Yeah, yeah. You should tell everyone about your... You've matured quite a bit ever since you first joined Nimdom and, like, started Fae. I still remember there was, like, a big span of time where you were gone. I'm just like, well, Green Ira is officially dead, but people kept that meme alive.
Yeah, pretty much for most of Book 3, I was gone, yeah.
Yep, remember that.
And early Book 4 came back, yep.
But yeah, I'm not sure if Frenzy's here, so we might not have a poll, but going through you guys, most of you guys are in agreement. I don't think anyone's actually given it over 8. There's a lot of 6s, 7s, and a couple of 8s, which I think is fair. There's one person who gave 10 out of 10, but they might just be crazy.
A couple people.
I know there's one person in Discord who's very happy about this. I
ragdoll.
2 people.
God,
3.
How do you end up being a Fae fan?
Well, they're not necessarily a Fae fan, I don't think.
No, they're more a fan of the archetype, yeah.
Archetype?
Just...
Archetype?
The archetype.
What is this archetype? She's just like a cute girl who's like really, really simple-minded.
Yeah, they're kind of into that archetype.
Okay, wow. People fault me for when I say like characters like Noe's like he's like, oh, how could you? She's like deceptive. At least that has depth. Ugh.
I don't understand why anybody likes Fae. She's like even someone. I mean, I think Noe's outfit isn't great, but she actually has, like, a personality, and so does someone like, I don't know, like Myrrh. But Fae is just, I'm young.
Fae is like a puppy. What you see is what you get. There's nothing more to her. Somebody's gonna argue with me. I don't care. But that's what I see her as.
No. Any development Fae would get won't happen in the course of the game.
That's for sure.
Alright, but with that said, if that was the case, I still prefer Tiki, because at least I'm biased there, because that was my first Fire Emblem that I played, and she was like the first Manakee that I ever met. So anyways, sure. Anyways, biases aside, this banner is... I don't like this banner. I basically just like blue, and I think there's really some promise in red, but just blue. That's it. All I see is blue.
Yeah, if I get blues on like one circle, I might just summon all of them. But
if your fancy is green. Dark Mythic's green's actually not bad either, because you get Hell or Triandra. And
says the guy who got like 6 hells.
Yeah, I could finish plus 10 hell if I
You
chose.
should enjoy hell.
Nims, you should free summon green so you can get time spells for Uranus, even though you don't want it.
Wait. You think I could have it in my heart to kill Charlotte? I love Charlotte.
I'll kill
You
Charlotte.
could probably have it in your heart to kill Gunter if you pull on green, though.
Wait, what?
If you
Why?
pull on
Actually,
green.
I would love for there to be a Legendary Gunter. It gets Fodder 10
Me too.
seconds in.
Oh, wait, oh.
You know, Jenny said that if there's ever a legendary Gunter, he's going to plus 10 him and then on stream send him home just to spite Evan.
Wow, that's like a $500 spite message.
Obsession.
Expensive sweet.
All right, but yeah, I can't follow Charlotte, guys. There's a very good dojin about her, and after I read that, I was just like, okay, well, I can't do this anymore.
That's why you can't fodder her. Not because, oh, she's an interesting character. No, it's the
No, she
dojin.
is an interesting character. I like, guys, as I said about Noe, I like Noe because there's layers to her. You think she's just another one of those cute mannequins. Nope, she's much more than that. But same thing with Charlotte. You think she's just like, oh, sweet girl, just, you know, you meet her first time and then you see her true personality and then you like her more for it. It's like crazy people. You find out they're like all normal and stuff. You're like, oh, well. And then they're crazy. You're like, oh, wow, I'm interested now.
Katrine moment.
Oh, well. Anyways, with that said, blue clearly first because I can recommend all three of those heroes. I think Nifl, depending on your team, Nifl is really interesting, actually.
Yeah, basically just a better Kemp, but the extra damage reduction can also be in its own way game-changing.
Yep. And of course, Ullr, nowadays I'm seeing more and more usage for Ullr if you can run her in a double. Though that, with that said, like Dagger is not a soft hitter at all, so it's not completely in her favor.
Yeah,
And
but
Dagger helps with movement.
Ullr has range, which
Right.
has so far been more useful than literally anything else on my team in a lot of ways.
Yep.
I
Give her
will-
some coverage, and
Yeah.
she's going to do everything.
I vouch for Ullr 100%.
Yeah, I like blue, but outside of that, I think second place is red or green. It depends on how you build Charlotte and Triandra versus Nyx and Mirabalis. And there's also that Legendary Roy remix coming up sometime.
It's
Yeah,
not going
I
to be
guess-
too long until he gets it, so.
I guess with the remix in mind, Roy isn't the worst, but if I were to compare it purely off the merits of Roy versus Hell right now, I would put green above it. But that's just
Me too. I don't think there's any way they can save Roy.
I too find Hell as an attractive lady, just like you, Legion. I hope you're the best in plus 10ing her.
I wouldn't be so sure, Evan. I think they can, if they can salvage Legendary Lyn, they can salvage Legendary Roy.
What are you
Sounds
talking
like-
about? There was nothing wrong for her at any point.
No, nothing.
Lyn is
no, actually,
perfect.
forget I said that. She was perfect. She just needed a little bit of fine tuning. That's all.
She just needed somebody to
Yeah.
believe in her more. And
Yeah,
that somebody
exactly.
just happened to be somebody
IS.
working at IS.
Yeah. Funny how that worked.
Yeah, no, I would personally say green is just a little bit better. If only because there's a lower minimum. But that's just me.
All right, but the one thing that gets me depressed is Colorless, Duma, first mythic, first pullable mythic.
Probably one of the best mythics, ironically, at least in my opinion.
I don't know.
Ooh, Nim's hard disagrees with that.
I don't know, man. I have my Duma, and I'm like, I've tried considering him like catapult team. I'm not doing this. Like I can't. Like whenever I lose to when I lose to like Bolt Towers, I'm like, all right, fine, you win. I'd rather just lose than use Duma at this point.
But you use a higher momentum team. I use very wait for somebody to come in, bait sort of things.
I don't know. That might
also-
change now that I have Katria, but
Yeah,
I'll see.
yeah. No, I think the big thing about Duma is that he's always able to come back. He's not just dead like Hell. But yeah, Duma is an interesting one at least. But
Well, sometimes I wish he was dead. I still remember how excited when he came out. I was like, "God of fitness, raw, do push-ups." And then he kind of just sucked. So, especially
Yeah.
once Naga got released, we're like, "Oh wow, this."
yeah,
Oh, well.
the early Duma meta was a little more awkward. I won't lie, he actually got better with time.
Yeah. All right, but with that said, Colorless is clearly just Mila. I'm sorry, I literally do not even see people use Alm anymore.
he's not as bad as Roy, for what that's worth.
Oh,
He's still
okay.
pretty
That's
useful.
true.
He's still
Although
useful.
Roy will get a much earlier remix, probably.
Yeah, if we want to get into the technicalities of Remix, then Alm is one of the first pair-ups to get one, and Duma is the first Mythic to get one, so...
Well,
Future,
Air would get a remix before Duma, right?
you'd get it concurrently if they do it at the same time.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's true.
So, looking to the future, but for now, yeah, Colorless is weak outside of Mila.
All right, guys, will you pull on the Legendary Hero Fae banner? Yes, I'm going to try pulling for all of them on the banner. No, I'm saving my orbs on another banner. I'm going to pull for Colorless. No one's going to select this.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to pull for red. Yes, I'm going to pull for blue. Yes, I'm going to pull for green. Who is that? No, I'm pulling for Calamity Jane in FGO, and I'm already satisfied. That looks like she's from an entirely different game. That looks like That looks like a character from Seven Deadly Sins, man.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah. Also, why isn't Sang streaming on YouTube? Oh, wait, it's on his other channel. Kappa, his streaming channel is Nimious Streams. No, it's Nimious Plays! Wait, no, you're right, it's Nimious Streams. Wait, you're right, I don't know my own channel.
Frenzy knows better than you.
I'm so tired. So leave a like, subscribe, and click on the notification icon to get us notified for more streams. Like this, shameless plug by Frenzy. Thank you so much, Frenzy. I'm gonna select this because I'm also a sellout for myself. There you go. 39 responses. 33% of you guys are saving your orbs for another banner. 7.7% of you guys are going for everybody. Well, let's see how many people are not pulling first.
Like half.
Roughly 50% not pulling. No, actually, it's 60-something%. You know, this doesn't surprise me.
Places, Calamity.
This doesn't surprise. It's 60% not pulling, chat.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because let's see, Ullr hasn't done. Oh my god, are they about to follow up 2 months in a row with bad banners? Ullr
But then the next one's really good. That's the thing.
did really, huh?
The next
What?
one's going to be really good, though, because it's going to be likely 2 Mythics in Fafnir and Atri, likely. And then it's also just a really good banner.
Okay.
Just for some perspective, let me see if I can pull that up. Because that banner is actually really good. Plumeria and Sigurd, Dimitri, Note and Dogger, Bramimond, Korin, and Micaiah are slated right now for November. Right.
It doesn't even make sense. That's like so many good heroes.
I
Yeah.
just have to hold out for one more month, and I'll be able to use all my orbs.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well, you
if
guys heard
anything-
Legion.
Good. What?
You guys heard Legion. Save your orbs. This is probably not the one.
Yeah. Next month is going to be probably one of the best legendary banners of all time.
Wait,
Or
next
Mythic banners.
Mythic, yeah.
Mythic
Or,
banners.
yeah, Mythic.
Maybe even double Mythic. Who knows if Atri is going to be a unit or not.
All right, but if you guys are crazy and you're summoning, good luck. I hope you enjoy your chicken. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if more of you guys bought KFC tomorrow or something over somebody.